but it's not. I feel like people are ready to, treat him with such disdain, like he's Barry Zito.
Well,
like this is one of the and again, I know I've been at the forefront of critiquing his game and lots of stuff, but we're acting like he's the sole reason that this team's not good. There are a variety of reasons why this team is where it's at.
You got suspensions, you've got ejections, you've got injuries,
decline.
You have inconsistent rotations.
Yes,
obviously getting older.
Yes.
No rim protection. There's a slew of problems. There's a slew of problems going on with the Golden State Warriors right now. And I do wonder from the fans, what happens if they stand pat? How would you feel about that, Dub Nation? The Warriors still pat. If Mike Dunleavy, Joe Lacob, Kirk Lacob, they said, you know what? We're going to just stick with the roster we have. Are people going to be ticked off? You're going to be happy?
It's unacceptable.
It might be unacceptable.
Would you be happy? Real quick, would you be happy? Or no? What would your feelings be if they stood pat?
Couple feelings. One, I'm not sure what's out there. I'm not sure if there's any move that they can make to catapult themselves into the top 6. Two, I would understand if they stood pat. He just said, you know what? Let's just play it out. Klay's coming off the books. CP3's coming off the books. Maybe you have more of a market to trade. Some of the guys who are making a lot of money. You may have to wait until the offseason and retool this team around Stephen Curry. But look, I like a lot of guys. I like Walker Kessler. I like Kelly Olynyk. I like Kobe White. I like, they need some quickness. They need athleticism. They need some size, for crying out loud. Draymond Green's playing his ass off, but Capella and Okongwu combined for 39 points and 31 rebounds on Saturday. You're too small.
And Okongwu missed a few around the rim.
You're too small. So, now all of a sudden you get to overtime and Kuminga fouls out. Wiggins obviously got hurt into the second quarter. So now you have no athleticism. Nobody could stay in front of Trae Young. Steph, Klay. Oh, my God. There was a possession in overtime. DeJounte Murray saw Klay and said, beep, beep. Went right past him. Well, that's just who Klay is right now.
But I got mad at the coaching staff. They kept blitzing at the top of the key. Basically you cross half court, and at the top they were double teaming, and whoever was the double team blitzer, they were allowing Trae Young and DeJounte to go right around him.
Yep.
It was driving me insane. 3 weeks ago, if they didn't make a trade, I would have lost my mind. Today, whatever. Maybe it's more just the sense of this feels like a lost season, and I do agree with you that as I survey the land, I don't think that there's the deal out there. I will say, and I know that a lot of people will disagree, if LeBron James wants to team up with Steph Curry, let's do it. I know you're laughing. I get it. Trust me. I know people don't like LeBron James. I understand all that.
Might be going to New York City.
What?
Might be going to New York City.
Maybe. But if he wants,
the garden with the Nick color shoes.
If that's what he wants, if LeBron wants to suit up with Steph Curry, let's do it. Like on any given night, you guys know this, even though he's old and he's not what he used to be, on any given night, he can give you a top 10 player in the league performance.
And he gives you a guy who can drive to the rim.
And you'll get every call.
And you'll get foul calls left and right. Defensively, you may, but people come to play with LeBron. They do. And I think they'd be rejuvenated to play with LeBron and Steph and maybe Draymond's around here. I don't know, but at any point, you got to be open to anything with the Golden State Warriors to extend Steph Curry's championship window. It's tough right now watching Klay Thompson. I'm not going to lie. Saturday night was his worst game of the season, by far, on both ends of the floor. He was chucking. He was forcing. 4 of 19, 2 of 13 from the three-point line. Over his last 7 games, he's shooting 26% from 3, 35 from the floor. He's hit a slump after going through a hot streak for about 23 games. He's hit a massive slump. But I think partly one of it is his own doing. You can't force shots the way you're forcing shots. You get down on the block. You get a post up against Trae Young. I don't want to see it fading away from the basket. Go up on Trae Young. Go strong. You can do that, Klay Thompson. But also the inconsistencies in the rotations has affected everybody at some point.
You think?
It's affected Wiggins. It's affected Draymond. It's affected Steph. It's affected Klay. Just an inconsistent rotation, an inconsistent team with all kind of injuries, man. And we should have known this was baked into the equation.
Well, and the irony is this, and I kind of been screaming and yelling about, you got to trust the youngsters at some point. But when 2 of the youngsters are your top 6 guys, Podziemski and Kuminga, that's a problem when I'm paying a lot of other guys top-tier money.
Right.
You haven't seen Chris Paul for a month. Andrew Wiggins has been good for like 4 games.
Right.
You know, like that's not good enough, right? Podziemski is 20 years old. He's been in the league for 6 months.
Right.
He is one of your top 6 players right now. Now, that's a credit to him, but that's also a sad indication of the reality of where you're at.
Right.
How many teams in the league right now are going to have 2 guys, not 1, 2 guys who are 21 and younger as their 2? And I would argue Kuminga's the second most reliable scorer right now.
Yes.
Right now.
Right now, absolutely.
And Podziemski might be your second most reliable playmaker in the half court.
He might be.
And that's asking a lot of the young man.
It is.
So I think the reality has sinked in for me where it's just like they're just not going anywhere right now.
No.
But if you could free things up to be more optionality, have more optionality for the offseason, I think you have to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what that looks like.
You got to find a sucker out there. Does Danny Ainge really want to break apart the Utah Jazz? I'm telling you, I'll take Walker Kessler that $2.5 million per year contract right now and just try to work with it. I mean, the guy blocked 4 shots the other game. It had a double-double. We just need some bigs.
What happened?
Every team, Minnesota, OKC, Denver, the Clippers, the Kings don't. I'm missing a couple other teams here. Oh, New Orleans. Mm-hmm. They've all got some sort of rim protection. Look at the top teams in the Western Conference. They've all got some sort of rim protection. Hell, San Antonio has Woodby blocking shots. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not even looking at the top teams. I'm looking at how far you are away from like the Sacramento Kings right now. What are you, 6-7 games out of them?
Yeah, you're far from them in the standings in terms of talent. You could beat the Kings. I don't think the Kings are going anywhere. By the way, shout out to Kenny Caraway and Damian Barley. I talked to D'Lo Friday night. I did not realize those jokers are up there selling empty-calorie sweatshirts.
Oh, good.
Empty-calorie hoodies. So I asked Casey and D'Lo, where are my royalties? Where are my royalties? Deuce and Mo were doing a Kings pre- and post-game show Friday, Saturday, so they walked in, and Bully goes, hey, man, Sabonis, really? And then Deuce, he gave it to Deuce, and Deuce came out of there and was like, man, you guys are harsh on the Warriors locker. It's like, hey, we tried to tell you about Sabonis, man. He's Troy Murphy 2.0.
Well, they're a springtime, city. They're not accustomed to playing deep into summer.
No, they're not. They are 29-19.
So that's why they're selling hoodies.
Dude, it's
not T-shirts.
It's pretty cool. Empty calories, and they got the number 10. If you pull up their websites, but do you see their empty calorie hoodies? No, I will not wear one. I will not do it. But the Warriors, the deadline's coming up February 8th. I have no idea what they're going to do. I have no idea what they can do. Maybe the league just says, you know what, screw you, Warriors. You've dominated this league for so long. So long. We're not dealing with you. Lay in the bed you made.